What a gwan, peeps, what a gwan. It's Valerie's Naturals Oracles. And we're here today because of tarot card interpretations. And we're on to number 15. You're getting 2 in 1 this week. You're getting the devil. Before I carry on though, are you subscribed? And if you're not, why not? Hit the subscribe button and the alert bell so you know when I'm going to do another video. Because, like I said, I'm going to go through the whole of the tarot deck, and I've started with the major arcanas. And on top of that, people, you'll be pleased to know I've also done a worksheet that goes with this. It's basic information, but you can get the extended on my Patreon. Both of them are available on Patreon, but the basic version is available to the public. So you can just pick it up, download it, print it, do whatever you want with it. And it will give you a general description of the card. But if you want the extended, it goes into family, it goes into money, it goes into lovers, it goes into finance, it goes into spirituality. Do you know? And it also gives you all the reversals, and it's quite extensive of what it's giving you. So you get a fuller understanding of each and every single card. I'll probably put this all together in a book at some stage that you can work through at your own leisure. But I'm just doing this on a week by week basis and going through the tarot. So please join me, and better still, join me on Patreon so you can get all the extra content that I do. But to no further ado, let's talk about the devil. Now, I've got a love or hate relationship with this card because I'll tell you why. The devil for me represents, and I should have said, I'm going to go through 3 or 4 of these decks with the different interpretations or the different depictions of the devil, but the main depiction we all know and love or don't love is this one, which is the Rider-Waite. And I'm telling you, this one conjures up all sorts of things for me. It depends on which card I look in the deck, but immediately this tells me about being trapped. It's like somebody has an obsession. It's like you have obsessions. It's like you up in your head. But do you notice this is a man and a woman trapped to the devil? And it's like everything that could go wrong in a relationship, but still yet you stick in there. And this is what this card says to me. But the devil, is immediately a no card, because there's yes cards in the deck and there's no cards in the deck. And this is a no card, basically. But do you notice the man's tail is on fire and her one has got all the fruit? Why is that? That's a strange depiction, isn't it? And why do they have to show the devil like this? Is this a realistic look at the devil? I don't know. But this card also talks about obsessions. It talks about addictions. It talks about all, dare I say it, and for me, it's mostly the negativity of thoughts and feelings and whatever. It just conjures up all the negativity, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? I mean, the only way, I don't know, can the devil be a positive thing? It can show you about your habits and what you should be changing. Do you know what I mean? But for me, it is a negative card. It's a no card. I mean, literally, the devil set this man's tail on fire. Do you know what they say in Jamaica? The devil, you don't know the use of the tail till it chop off. You never know the use of the tail. So it's like, are they trying to say in this card that men, it's a very stereotypical thing, but it's like, they're trying to say that men are the cause of all the problems of women and why women are trapped to these men. But do you notice both of them have got horns as well? Both of them. It's easy, either or either. You flip it, you switch it, you twitch it, whatever way you want to look at it. But for me, and do you see the Star of David there as well? Because you know the devil was a fallen angel. People say that the devil out-trumps the angels, or the devil out-trumps. But let me tell you something. The devil came from, in the original depiction, the devil was originally a fallen angel. How can that trump an angel? How can the devil trump an angel? So this is why people think the devil win because of the temptations, the lust. I mean, it's about sexual lust as well. It's about temptation. You know, some cards just shows it as someone who's just tempting somebody else away. It's like you got a cherub on one side and the devil on the other. Which one do you pick? I could keep going on and on about this card. Do you see what I mean about this love and hate relationship? But do you notice the devil's hand is up and one hand is up and one hand is down? And the wings that he has there could have been angel wings at one point, but they're now bat wings. And do you look at that face? It's the face of just addictions, but you know, as above, so below. It's the same thing again, although that's the only positive thing I could find about this card. And the devil card, if you didn't know, in tarot is Capricorn. Now, I'm not saying that Capricorns are evil, but it's just, you know, that is the zodiac sign that is associated with the devil, and that's all there is to it. So when you're dealing with this card, it could be a Capricorn too. Anyway, this is number 15, if you didn't know, in the actual major arcanas. So let's move on. And if you didn't know, if I didn't say, I go through different decks to see what the depiction of the devil is in each deck. And I try and mix it up and show you different decks and how they portray it on a weekly basis. Because I do have a lot of cards, I have to say. But... But anyway, we're going to move on. And then after that, I will read the textbook version of what is perceived as the devil. And it's just a general overview. I mean, not every book is going to be different. It depends on what deck. But each deck comes with their own meanings and own sayings and own interpretations. You take it how you want to take it. But I'm going by mostly the Rider-Waite system. So this is the Rider-Waite, okay? This is what I learned to begin with, but I have got cards here today that is actually the Throff system as well, and we'll show you that in a minute because it gives a completely different version to the devil. But anyway, let's move on and look at the next one. Now I've got here this is the devil depiction in, what is it, the Law of Attraction Tarot. And look at this devil. Now, this is evil now, but do you really depict the devil like this? I mean, compared to this one, this is tame compared to this devil, isn't it? But it's like the bone collector. It's another, this is the first thing I see. When I see that, I see all the bones being crunched, and it's the bone collector. And do you see that one in the corner? It looks like it's still got a little bit of blood on it. But it's like, is this devil painting mystery? Who's to say, or painting misery, I should say. It's just mystery and mayhem. And do you see the wings on? Do you see what I mean about the devil now? This is the wings that look like was once an angel's, but now it's just the black mess, isn't it? And they're in red. Red is another colour that is kind of associated with evil, isn't it? And the devil and blood. But do you see the devil weaving stories and lies and deception? I mean, this card again as well is more speaking to me about deception than anything else. What do you think, people? But I'm moving on from that one because that one's quite dark, isn't it, compared to that one? Although the colours are more bright in here, but this is a really dark depiction of the devil card, and I guess this is what everybody associates it. But do you more associate, now I've got the Urban Tarot here, but do you, and this is the Throff system, but do you more associate the devil like this? Somebody is just like down and dirty. You know, they got the blunt in their hand. They're sitting on the toilet with their chest open and they're very arrogant. And do you see the horns drawn in the background? They're just somebody who's very negative. Somebody who knows, who's probably got obsessions. Do you see the nipple ring there as well? They're just like, and do you see that? It's like somebody is just, you know what I mean? And even the pictures in the background. Do you see the pictures on the wall? The butts on the floor. This speaks to me more. This is a more realistic look at what the devil seems like to me. Do you know what I mean? Somebody or something that is just too far gone, who's got addictions, who's got obsessions, who doesn't care, who's very negative, who's very arrogant. Do you see what I mean? Do you see the arrogance in that face? To me, this is more of a better depiction of the devil. But I'm going to show you one more, which is quite interesting, which goes back to the traditional, really. And I've got the True Heart Intuitive Tarot here. But look at the depiction. Now, this is definitely a bone connector who has trapped two people. These people look like they're trapped in this situation. I've been reading in the meantime finding yourself and the love that you want. And this is what this card reminds me of. Two people who are chained together, who don't want to be chained together, who know it was a mistake to be there. And this is what this card reminds me of. It's like they're slowly collecting oppression, disdain, hate for each other. And it's depicted in the bones. They're collecting all that, and it's like it's gonna get to like a pressure cooker, and it's just gonna explode. And do you see the devil pointing? Is they pointing the blame? Because look at that hand. Look at the two hands there. Do you see the two hands? Do you know what I mean? It's like the devil is pointing like it's the blame. And do you see like it's got the one-eyed monster, and this one has the wings as well, which is quite surprising. But you see what I mean? Do you see the different depictions? I mean, if you look at that one, that's different from that one. And that one's different from that one. And that one's different from... They're all very different depictions. And for me, it's whichever deck I pick up gives me the feeling of what I'm looking for. So, for example, this one is just like two people chained. The devil's got their back, okay? But it's like somebody's trapped them in a situation. This one is just the bone collector for me, just up to no good. And this is somebody with addictions. This one is like people that shouldn't have been together, and it's just they're staying together for the wrong reasons. So do you see what I mean? It's what you see in the pictures. But anyway, I'm going to move on from that and give you a textbook interpretation of the devil card. And I'm going to keep it on here because this one is... No, should I put it on this one? Because this one is like... This is my favourite devil card. If I've got a favourite devil card, if you know what I mean. So... I'm going to read you the textbook version, but I'm losing my voice because it is late at night now. So, the devil's presence quite often appears when a situation is dragging you down and you feel helpless to change it. It can show a form of enslavement, the entrapment, I call it, the triccation, the stabation, whether to an idea or an addiction or even a manipulative or controlling relationship. There you go. There it is. Anyway, overindulgence tends to result in upset greed or lust that can become self-destructive. Overspending is a typical example. However, the important message is that it is a self-enslavement. By taking control of this behavior, we are released from it and are free to walk away. It can also carry an aspect of secrecy, such as a secret plan being made, either by yourself or others around you. The surrounding cards will indicate which. Let us not forget that prior to being symbolized as an evil figure in religion, the devil was previously identified as the pagan god Pan. Interesting. Now you learn something new every day. I didn't know that. So I hope that all made sense to you. And my interpretation is slightly different from the book, but it's what I pick up from the cards intuitively. Do you know what I mean? But you take it how you want to take it. And so if you are interested, before I go, there is a worksheet that comes with this card, with this, with this whole video. You can get it on my Patreon. It's totally free of charge to the public. I don't even think you need to be a member when I put it on public. But if you want the extended version, which I always do an extended version for my Patreons, okay, where you get family, you get love's interpretation, you get the spiritual interpretation, you get the finance interpretation, and there's one more, but you also get the reversals of the whole lot as well, of the same thing in my extended. So it gives you a deeper understanding of each and every card. So come over to my Patreon if you want the actual extended worksheet and so much more. I'm reading audio books every day. I'm doing all sorts of nonsense. I'm doing extended videos. I go live for my patrons and my Patreons only. So come and join me over there. But most of all, if you're not interested in that, I thank you for your time anyway. And please, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, the alert bell, because it all helps. I can pick up your energy through that. And do you know, this is a once a week thing, but because most of the time I'm doing readings and I'm doing extended and stuff like that. And I do reviews as well. So come and join me, people. Take care till next time. I can't remember what's next. I think it's the Tower card that's next week. Number 16, I think it's the Tower card that's next. So till next time, I will catch up with you. Take care.